Okay guys, so I wanted to record a little short demo of the HumDes app. This is a really great tool. It's a free app and that's the best part about it, but it has a ton of really good information. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about navigating this app and letting you know that, how you can access and find the information. So you first will navigate to your calculation. You can see at the bottom of the screen, it says the menu and then My Calculations is next. So if you have multiple calculations in the app, then you'll just navigate here and it will let you select, out of all of the different ones that you've done, the one that you want. And so then once you have your chart pulled up in front of you, you can see across the top, there's a lot of different tabs here. And then each section will have its own set of drop downs. So in your rave chart, the first one, you'll see that you can look at your chart, you can separate it by personality, and then it explains to you what the personality side of the chart is about, your conscious manifestations of your psyche. That's on the right side of the chart in black. What the practical value of this knowledge is for you. And then you can drop down and look at the opposite side, which is the design side. This is the unconscious manifestations of your psyche, and also the practical value of this knowledge. And then you can look at your not self aspects, and this gives you all information about that, about your specific design or whatever chart you happen to be looking at. Then you can move, the next one is mechanics, and then it talks about what your aura type is. So who is the generator for me personally. And then I like how it gives you some more additional drop downs here. So the reasons for resistance in your life, it talks about the negative manifestations of the not self, the generator's strategy and the secret to their effectiveness is here. And the result that you will receive as an award of aligning with your truth. And then your life lessons are also here. So then you can also look at your inner authority, your profile, your definition, your centers, your defined and undefined centers, and your active channels under this tab for mechanics. The next one is variables and PHS, and this is an area of your chart that we're not going to be covering in this class, but there is one specific area that I would like to share with you, and that is on motivation. So motivation, again, is a deeper level of the chart, but each person has a specific motivation and a transferred motivation. And we're always moving between our motivation and our transferred motivation unconsciously. We're not necessarily always aware that we're doing this, but knowing what your specific motivation is will help you to stay more attuned to it. And when you'll notice that you're out of alignment or you're in your false motivation, then you can allow yourself to shift back. So if you look at this screen, it says your correct motivation for your personality, and then your false motivation, for me, those are innocence and desire. And this is a really powerful part of this. I think it's a really great contemplation for everyone. So out of that whole section, that's the only one that I think, will be relevant as we move forward. But again, you're free to kind of explore and look at all of these different things, your perspective on life, your body and diet, and your environment. The next one is we have the gates and the lines, which we're going to be covering in the next upcoming class. So you can see in the drop down, it gives you all of your gates. This one also goes into the gene keys. And so we are going to cover the gene keys as we go more deeply into the emotional mastery aspect. But I just wanted to share that with you here, that you can access some of this information here and lean a little bit into what the gene keys are for yourself. And then this goes into the genetic wound, which arises out of the gene keys as well, and in human design. The hologenetics, which is part of the gene keys. And then also we have our planetary returns here. And we have the daily transits, which is the energies of what's happening right now planetarily in the collective, or in the energy of the cosmos, and how it's impacting you on a day-to-day basis. And then the last thing here is the dream rave. And once again, we're not going to go into the dream rave, but you do have access to some information about that if you want to read about it. If you wanted to dive into a little more deeply, you can always schedule a one-on-one with me and we can talk about that offline. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next class.